Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, January 17th, 2014. Sorry I'm late, but sometimes it can't be avoided. Right now it's probably close to 5 o'clock at night when I'm filming this, so by the time I get it up it'll be probably between 7 and 8. Anyway, let's get started. Now normally guys, I do an outline for the show late on Thursday and have everything ready to rock on Friday, which is what I did late yesterday. However, two things happened late last night that changed the whole course of today's show. So the topics I was going to discuss will not be discussed until next week. I have another major eBay topic to discuss about bidders who don't safeguard their account. We've talked about this before. Before I jump into the eBay section of the video, I have to give you a very quickie update about the stalker. Alright, you'll see two links below. The first is the website about my stalker, and underneath the second link is my Twitter account. And very quickly, you won't believe this, but my stalker actually contacted me directly. I guess it was sometime in the middle of the night because I didn't get the email till today, which is Friday. And it's amazing that after all the things he's done to me, he filed a fake personal order of protection against me, saying that he was scared of me. And of course, I won in court. I beat him once again. In spite of all that, he is still contacting me directly, which I think the judge would be very interested in finding out. And she will be finding that out shortly. But let me read to you what he wrote to me directly through my business email. I, Charles, and his last name, which you all know, am formally demanding that you remove every one of your tweets located here. Twitter.com Crazy New York Driver, which is my account, that display my full name within 24 hours of receiving this email. If this is not done, I will seek $1 in relief and restitution for every Twitter message you put out there bearing my name, defaming my character. Your Twitter account has been screen captured for evidence. Guys, he just sent this to me. I got it today, Friday. Funny part is, the last 2 days I didn't even tweet. I was too busy with something else I'm working on. And I didn't even tweet today. I wasn't planning on tweeting today. But as soon as I wrap up this video, I'm tweeting. Alright? And if you guys would be so great as to follow me on Twitter and retweet my tweets, we will make YouTube and eBay a safer place. There is no reason anyone should be in fear on eBay or YouTube. He's been booted off eBay for life. Thank you guys. You can thank me now or you can thank me later, but thank you. And as far as his crap on YouTube, I won't put up with it. I absolutely won't. And respectfully guys, you should never put up with any cyberbully. Alright? This one's going to go down in the record books. Alright? Okay. That being said, let's get started with the eBay section of the video. Many times in the past, I've come out here and I've talked to you about guys who will bid on your item and then say they're not paying you. And I talked to Gary about this a lot. People who use the excuse, well, my 6-year-old son went on my account and bid on your item and I don't want it. He bid on it, cancel my bid. Now guys, that opens up several possible avenues when somebody says something like that. Firstly, all eBayers are required by eBay to safeguard their account. If any bid is made with their account, they are responsible for the bid. Except in the rare instance when someone hijacks their account, like a hacker, let's say. If a hacker hijacks somebody's eBay account, of course, they have to notify eBay, and then they're not responsible. But if a guy's son or daughter or wife or lover or friend accesses their account, they are responsible for the bid and they should be made to pay. I've said this before. I want to tell you what a guy did to me late last night and how I handled it and how you should handle it. Gary and I have been talking about this for the last 2 weeks. It's it's out of proportion the number of people who are doing this. I'm going to read to you directly, if I may. What happened was a guy did a buy it now on a set of brand new caps from me for $225. He immediately paid with PayPal because he has to. I require immediate payment. So it so happens I was online when the sale went down. So all right, I go downstairs to get a box to pack the item. By the time I'm back upstairs in front of my computer, I get a message from the buyer. And anytime you get a message like that, it's usually bad news. I read to you and I quote directly from what he wrote. Dear Hubcap Joes, I was looking for one cheap hubcap for my wife's car, and my 3-year-old son bought this item by mistake while playing on my computer. He did it while I was taking a shower. Please understand, I only need one for a 2006 Camry LX. Now guys, that is total bull, and I'll tell you why I have conclusive proof. Can a 3-year-old actually sign on to eBay, pick out one of my items, confirm payment, confirm that they want the item, then pay with PayPal, even if their accounts are married, as some are, eBay and PayPal? It can't be done. What makes it even more suspicious, I decided to do a little research, and I checked this guy's bidder history, and within 3 minutes of the time he bid on my item, guess what? He found a used Camry hubcap for $22, and he paid that guy. So what I'm saying is, what are the odds that this guy's son would bid on my item, which happened to be a Camry, right after his old man bid on an item for a Camry? It just doesn't gel, all right? There's too much of a lie there. However, I do realize that eBay rules as they are always favor the buyer. So what could I have done? I have two choices. I could insist that he take the item and ship it out to him, because I have his money in my PayPal account now. All right, I could do that, but we all know he's going to open a case against me and neg me. So that's a bad idea. Choice two, I could bend way over and give him his money back and hope he doesn't neg me. Well, I don't like that idea either. Or I could protect myself and hopefully make sure this guy doesn't do it again. And that's what I chose. I called eBay last night, and I was on the phone with a gentleman in the Philippines for 29 minutes over this guy. All right? And I got to be honest with you guys. In the past, I've told you how I don't like being rooted to the Philippines because they never know what they're talking about and they have no juice. All right? That's been my experience. However, this one time last night, I got a guy who was knowledgeable. He totally understood my situation, he listened to me, and he helped me. I made it imperative that he understand my reason for calling was, number one, to protect myself so this dick doesn't leave me any kind of negative feedback. Because you know, guys, they can do that. They can. And yes, you can, in many cases, call eBay and get it removed. But why should you have to when you haven't done anything wrong? And the guy hasn't paid for the item. So I said to the representative, I said, I want to be sure that this guy cannot leave me negative feedback. I'll give him his refund. I said, I'll give him the refund right now while I have you on the phone. I said, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to request a canceled transaction from this guy. And the representative said to me, Joe, he says, I got to be honest with you. He goes, you are very well versed in the workings of eBay. I haven't talked to somebody like you in all my years working for the company. He goes, in fact, listening to you, I think you could teach me a few things. I mean, the guy was really nice. He goes, I want to congratulate you for being a good eBayer, Your account is in very good standing. I haven't seen someone like you with your good customer service in as long as I can remember. I mean, the guy was so freaking nice. I gotta be honest, guys. I call it as I see it. He was the nicest representative in the Philippines I have ever spoken to. And I said to him, well, guy, I said, you know, you're a real nice guy, you're helpful. I said, but I gotta be honest with you. I want to be sure that this dope doesn't do this to someone again. I said, he's got no right to say his 3-year-old kid bid on my item when I can tell he didn't because he found the same item cheaper from another seller and he paid that guy. And the representative said, well, Joe, off the record, I agree with you 100%. There's no way a 3-year-old could maneuver this. However, we have to play by eBay rules. I said to him, can you send him some kind of warning or censure him in some way so he doesn't pull this crap again? He said, yes. I will send him a notice right now warning him that if he bids on an item again, he will have to pay for it and he is supposed to safeguard his account. And I said to him, I have a lot of friends of mine who've been having the same problem with people who claim that their daughter, their little 3-year-old, you know, their lover, whatever, bid on the thing without their consent. I said, is it not true that all eBayers are supposed to safeguard their account? He said, yes, that is true. It's in the bylaws. I said, well, I really think eBay should start enforcing this. I'm telling you. Okay? Because everybody needs to man up and take responsibility for their actions. I've been on eBay since '99 and I paid for everything I bid on. One time, years ago, I made a mistake. A guy had a picture of 4 center caps and he listed them as GMC center caps. And I was in a rush. I admit it. I'll take responsibility. I didn't read the whole auction. At the very bottom it said, I'm selling them separately, which of course was deceiving on the seller's part. But still in all, I wasn't innocent either. I didn't read the whole thing. And when I won it, I found out I won only one item. So I paid him. All right? Hey, I bid. I'm a big boy. I should be able to read. I didn't that one time. I manned up and I paid him for it. And that's the way it should be. I was planning on discussing a lot of your concerns that you told me about last week. So we're going to have to push them off till next week. Sorry, guys, but it's got to be. I would like to tell you guys one thing. When you're reading the comments below, be very careful. There are cloned accounts out there, and that means fake accounts. So there are people that are, I shouldn't say people, maybe it's really one person. But there are fake accounts that are being made that look like legitimate people that you and I know. All right? There's even one of me. All right? So if you see an account that looks like somebody you know with a comment that just doesn't seem right, click on the user's ID. And if it's one of those blank channels, you know you got a faker and it should be reported as a cloned account. There is some of that going on, and I want you to be wary of it. If you want an example, go to my video I made last week. Somebody cloned an account of somebody who I know well. I'm not going to name them, but they're going around representing themselves as him, and that's identity theft. Simple as that. Something's going to come of this. Don't worry about it. You'll see. What I'd like to know from you guys, I'd like to know any eBay concerns you have that you would like to talk about either in the comments below or you'd like me to bring up next week. I'd also like to know if any of you have been stung on eBay lately by a bidder who said something like, well, I'm not going to pay you for this item because I didn't bid on it. It was made without my consent. If that ever happens to you, the bad news is you're going to probably have to let him out of the deal. But I really implore you to call eBay customer service and get it on record. You need to do that. Get it on record that the person is not safeguarding their account. And really and truthfully, a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old has no place on the internet, in my humble opinion. The internet is not for babies, all right? It's dangerous out there, and we got to protect kids, and they shouldn't be allowed on, as far as I'm concerned, young kids under a certain age. Well, basically that's it. I can't really talk too long tonight because I have much to do. You know what? I'll tell you one quick funny story. Since you've made it this far, you deserve a good laugh. I'm going to tell you one really quick funny story. It's not eBay related, but it will lighten the mood. Last Sunday, I had to go visit somebody, and it required me driving some distance. As I was getting into their neighborhood, I was dying for a cup of coffee, and I had to go to the bathroom anyway, so I pulled into a Dunkin' Donuts that I go into occasionally when I'm visiting them. So I went into Dunkin' Donuts, and I ordered 2 coffees with half and half. They were actually large coffees, and I got them in a tray. You know what a tray is? Let me show you real quick. This is a tray. I'm sure you've seen these. You've all had them. So I got the 2 coffees in a tray. I paid the woman behind the counter, and I want to go to the bathroom. So I go into the bathroom, and the only place I can set this tray down with the 2 coffees is on the metal hand dryer that protrudes from the wall. There was a ledge. So I sat this right on the ledge, went to the bathroom, I washed my hands, and force of habit, I go right to the hand dryer and I press the button that activates it. So the hand dryer kicks in. I go to stick my hand under, and through the corner of my eye, I see this tray. Oh no! Boom! Right off. Pshoom! Hits the floor. Both coffees explode all over the floor. Oh, Christ, I said. Now what do I do? I said, I've got 2 choices. I can run out of here like a coward, run to my car and take off and leave the mess for someone to clean up. Or I can man up and go to the counter and tell them what happened. What would you have done? And why? Well, guys, I chose option number 2. I manned up, and the reason why was I really wanted a coffee so badly. So I went up to the counter and I said to the lady, Miss, excuse me, we have a problem. Actually, we have 2 problems, I said. Number 1, I said, I gotta be honest. I accidentally knocked over the coffee tray in the bathroom and spilled the coffees all over the place, so it's a big mess in there. So she turns around and she tells the guy with the mop. I couldn't really hear what she said to him, but I imagine she said, hey, this idiot at the counter just spilled coffee all over the bathroom and you gotta go clean it up. He gave me a look, he glared at me, and I said, hey, I'm sorry, buddy, man. It was my fault. They fell over when I turned the hand dryer on. So I said to the woman, now we have the second problem. I need 2 more coffees. I said, could you comp me them? Because it was an accident, they spilled. So yeah, she comped me them. So thumbs up to Dunkin' Donuts for comping me 2 coffees and not yelling at me for spilling them like the spastic that I am. I'm Crazy New York Driver, you're not. Hope you enjoyed this week's video. Very quickly, before I leave you, 2 links below. The first one is about my cyber stalker. Underneath it is my Twitter account. Please, if you have a Twitter account, follow me and retweet my tweets, or you may tweet the site directly to the organizations of your choice. Cyberbullying organizations, law enforcement, any groups you think would be interested, news agencies, TV, radio, print. I got them across the board. Thanks, guys. You guys rock. See ya. Oh, one more thing. The Barrett-Jackson auction is on this week. I think it ends this Sunday. So if you guys are really into cars like I am, you'll be watching the Barrett-Jackson auction. Check your local listings for date and time.